Hey everybody! The purpose of this video is to get you some solutions to the exponential regression quiz on chicken egg production. My family keeps chickens in our backyard, and I didn't know until here that they actually follow kind of a predictable mathematical pattern in how frequently they lay eggs. So I thought that was kind of cool. I've got the three data points here in L1 and L2. We've got 0, 1, which means when they first start laying eggs, they have 100% of their egg production. After 3 years, they've fallen to 65%, and after 10 years, they're down to 20%. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, anyway, use these 3 points to create an exponential regression model. Now, I went ahead and did it here. I'm going to run it again for you guys. Stat calc expreg is down here, and I'm going to go ahead and store that guy into y1. All right, so here we go. Here's the model. Here's the model right here. It tells us y equals a times b to the x. A is just about 1 and b is just about 0.85. So what this means, as far as the model goes, here I'll tell you what the variables stand for. Y equals, it's roughly 1 times 0.85 to the x power. I'm going to fancy this up a little bit for you. Italicized, superscript, italicized, there we go. X is going to be defined as years since birth. So in other words, how old is the chicken? Essentially, or years since, sorry about that, or years since egg production started. And Y is going to be the percentage of egg production. Okay, so those are your two variables. If you plug in how many years old the chicken is, the equation will pop out what percentage of egg production you can expect. So if we take a look at the actual Zoom 9, you can see that the curve does a pretty good job of grabbing those 3 points. And you can see it's beginning to tail off as it goes to the end here, which is good. All right. So number 2, what percent of maximum laying ability does the average chicken lose each year? Well, you can see right here, this point, let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. This 0.85 is the maintenance percentage. So, in other words, she's maintaining 85% of her egg production per year. That means she's losing whatever's left, 15%. So every year she becomes 15% less effective at laying eggs. At what percent of maximum laying ability is a hen who lives to be 5 years? So it's somewhere between 65% and 20%. If you need more precision than that, you can run to your table and look at 5 or plug in 5. I think I had you guys set your TIs up like this for ask. So when you go to your table, you can simply type in the number you need, and it gives you 45%-ish, about 45%. Can a hen ever get to exactly, mathematically, 0% of her maximum laying capacity? No, she can't. Not mathematically. Realistically, maybe, but mathematically, no. Mathematically, you continue to take 15% off. You're never, ever going to be able to get to 0, because the only way to get a number multiplied by another number to equal 0 is for one of those numbers to be 0. And since we start from essentially 100%, and we keep taking 15% off of that 100%, neither of those numbers is 0, so mathematically, no. However, number 5 attacks like kind of the reality of the subject is, at which year does the hen's egg laying capacity first round to 0%? So eventually, she gets so close to 0% that it might as well be. So if you look at the graph, notice it's not, that's 20% right there. So let's let this chicken go out to, say, 20 years. Let's just see what this looks like. And if she goes out to 20 years, note, oh, let me change the window here too. The y min is, that would make 0. There, see, it's creeping in right there. If you hit trace, you can get on the graph and start tracing. And notice, look at that y value. That y value is scooching, 8%, 7%, 6%, 5, 4. And it's going to, oops, that's funny, on the real TIs, it lets you go past there. We'll bump it up to 30. 30 years old. This is an old chicken. Okay, we're tracing now. So now we are at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we got to get down below 0.05. That window didn't do it. Got to go further. Wow, man, this chicken's going to be old. She most likely will not live to this age, I would imagine. Our chickens right now are pushing 4 years old. They're still laying pretty well, actually. But this is getting silly. All right, so we're popping out here. 0.005. Where's it going to round to? Right about there. Okay, right there, it still rounds to 1% if you're rounding off to the nearest percent. That one right there rounds to 0. So it looks like at 33 years. Wow, 33-year-old chicken. I'm fairly certain I've never heard of a chicken lasting that long, which means you can essentially expect a chicken, that doesn't live to be 33 on average, to lay eggs. I mean, you don't know how many, you don't know how frequently, but at least she'll be laying eggs. Cool. So I hope that was interesting to you, and we'll catch you in class.